Hey guys, welcome back to day 4 of the 12 days of Christmas, and I'm so happy you're here with us. I hope that you've had fun looking over some of the videos that Rosa and I have put out for you guys, and I love all of the responses that I've had. All the comments you guys leave I just thank you so much. I really appreciate them, and I really appreciate y'all subscribing to my channel. So y'all, today we're going to go ahead and we're going to do day 4, which is Jingle Bells. And I have something kind of in mind that I've been wanting to do. And so I hope that y'all like it. I do have a stamp set that I think we're going to use in here. It is by Stamps of Life. And I've had this forever, y'all. And I've never used it. So I thought, you know what, today we're going to use this. So and it also has the word jolly, and it has holly jolly, but I have another stamp set that I thought would be really super cute, and it says Jingle All the Way. So we're going to be using this along with some of the little bells because that's our theme, right? So it took me a while to kind of figure out what I wanted to make, you guys. I don't know. I feel like all of the themes that I've had have been kind of hard starting out of the gate. So I don't know if it's just that you know, I'm having a brain block or something as far as crafting. I don't know, or maybe I just have too much going on in my mind that I just want to make everything. So, but we're going to go ahead and get started on this. So what you're going to need is a little shutter frame. And I think I picked this up at Walmart when they had them. I think they still have them. So you'll just have to, again, it's a shutter frame, and it's pretty, if I find a link on Amazon, I'll put it down below for you. But it's 10 inches by 7 inches, okay? And but the opening is really 4 by 6. So really it's 4 by 6 here. And then when you open it, of course, it expands out. So, and then here is the area we're going to be making something. So I am going to cut, I already went ahead and I cut this. I stamped it, and I just used gold embossing powder on it. I'm going to go ahead and color that in. We're going to try to place this right in the center, and I'm going to double it. And then I'm also going to place some bells on top of it. And I think I'm going to use this little bow. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. And I think I have red flock, so I'm going to use some red flock. You can use glitter, you can use glitter paper, whatever you want. I just think red flock would be really pretty on this. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to paint this. So the biggest thing right now for me is I don't know if I want this painted red or if I want it painted like just a wood color, because I like wood color, and I think that it's so pretty. So that's the biggest thing right now, guys. I don't know. So we'll figure it out. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I did is I decided to go ahead and use the Distress Oxide Spray Walnut Stain. And I thought that this really looked pretty. I love the rustic look that it gave the wood, and I really thought this looked just beautiful after it dried. And make sure though, if you use the oxide spray on something like this, you want it does soak into the wood, okay? So it's not going to be that dark. So if you want something darker, you're going to have to use a paint or something like that. So see how it just looks so rustic, right? I just love that look. And so I went ahead and blotted as I went. So, and then I'll come back in and I'll do the sides and the back and everything. And if you get it too saturated, don't worry about it. You can always dry this with your heat gun. Okay, I did use a heat gun occasionally to dry some things. So here I'm just using this and spraying it right on there. So here's the heat gun. I did the back pretty heavy, and so I went ahead and just used my heat gun. It just dried it right up, no problem. Or you could just take a paper towel and rub it in. So either one works. Here I decided to go ahead and dry the front because this is a project, and you know, we're gonna continuously use this wooden shutter. I decided to go ahead and use my heat gun to help me dry it, so that way I wouldn't have to wait too long for it to dry. So the next thing I did is I grabbed some white paint, and because I really wanted like a whitewash type look. And at first I didn't really care for this. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm ruining this so bad. But after you get everything done and finished, it looked so cool, and I just love how this looked. But yeah, at first I was just like, oh my gosh, I am totally ruining this. So you'll see, like I did use not a lot of paper towels, but I did use the paper towels to help me kind of you know, go over the paint, because I didn't want it to look splotchy. I wanted it to look, like I said, like a whitewash type look, and I really did like how this looked. Like after I got it, like there was a lot of paint on that part right there. So and you'll see here in a bit like how we fix, you know, some of this stuff. But in the inside I did kind of the same thing, just went with the same thing, just kind of drew or just kind of brushed on light strokes, and then some of it I used my hand and some of it I didn't. And then you'll just continue on with this technique until you feel that you have it all completed on the shutters and around the frame and everything. And then you can go ahead and I'll show you the next step. So the next thing I did is I went ahead and squirted some water on there, and then now I'm just kind of getting my paper towel and just kind of wiping the water off, and this kind of gives it that more like that rustic look. You're wiping off some of the paint and some of the oxide ink, but mainly you just want to go ahead and kind of give it that little rustic look, and this just helps kind of pull everything together. After you're done blotting out all the spray, then you'll go ahead and take your heat gun and dry it. Okay, so after I painted everything, I went ahead and I forgot to turn on the recording machine. So I wanted to share with you real quick. I just stamped on top of the wood. So I basically just did the same thing that you're going to do when you stamp. You're going to use your little embossing buddy, or you know, whatever you have before you emboss, and then you're going to get your versa mark, do your stamp on top of your stamp, and then you're going to go ahead and stamp it down. Now, I did do a test run on this, and I'll show you in a minute where it's at. It's on the back, actually. So, but I have done wood embossing before, and I absolutely love it. I actually did it on a birdhouse a long time ago, and it turned out so gorgeous, and I'll have to do one again. So you guys can see how it works. It's just so pretty. And so anyway, yeah, I can't remember. I think I did that years and years and years. Like, I know it's been at least 15 years since I did that. So once you get your stamp set, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so y'all can see it a little bit better. So, so there we go. You're going to go ahead and set it with your heat gun, just like you do with your regular stuff. So you're just going to go ahead and set that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. So what I did was, before I stamped everything, I set my little wreath in the middle of where I wanted it, and then I grabbed a pen and just kind of marked in the middle. Okay, and I didn't like make a very big mark. I just made like a super small dot, just so I could see where to place my stamp. And so now we can go ahead and we can attach this. I did go ahead and pop this up with foam tapes or foam dots. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set that just like that. And so I'm going to grab my glue. I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually going to raise it a bit. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put foam on the back of this part here. So it does sit up a little bit more. I just think it'll look really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my foam strips, put these on the back here. Now these won't raise it a whole lot, and I'm fine with that. I don't want it raised a whole bunch, just to give it a little bit of a lift. And again, we're doing day 4. I know I'm late with day 4, you guys. I really apologize. I was doing so good, and then I got kind of behind. Life happens, you know, and so I don't know what was going on with my computer today. I still didn't get the issue fixed, but at least I'm here, and I got it somewhat. I got to do my projects and craft and everything, so. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and continue putting on my foam tape on the back of the wreath, and then I'm going to go ahead and remove the backing, and we're going to go ahead and stick this on top of our frame. So I'm grabbing the frame, and I'm just going to go ahead and place that wreath right over our little sentiment. Okay, so I went ahead and we attached our wreath, and now I'm just going to go ahead and place some of these. They're kind of like I don't know, they're not really, they're clear, but they're red, little flat back beads, and they're super pretty. I just absolutely love them, and they come in many different sizes. I don't know where I got these from. I think I bought them off Amazon, but who knows, you know. So if I see them, I will put them down below for you so you can go ahead and get some, because I really like using these as little berries. I don't think I've used them before like this, but you know, after I was looking at them, I thought these are a good idea to use these. And so I'm just sticking them around my little wreath. And I opted for not coloring the wreath. I decided to go ahead and just leave it white because it'll really stand out of this brown whitewashed frame. So I decided to go ahead and just leave the wreaths white and not color them. So I'm going to go ahead and continue putting all of these around the wreath. Okay, so here I cut out 3 of these bows. I put red flock on top of the front one, and then the other one I went ahead and did some foam dots on the back of them. And then I was going to use this twine, but I decided not to use it. I opted for some ribbon instead. So with the ribbon, I chose the red one because the white was too much white, and then the green we didn't really have. So the red I thought was perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save that little piece of the ribbon, the paper ribbon that I cut off. Then I went ahead and used the red ribbon to place my bells on. And I decided to go ahead and place bells on either side of this ribbon. At first, I was going to go ahead and place 2 of them on the same one, and then I decided not to do that and just place them one on each side. And then I'm going to cut it so they kind of, you know, dangle from the paper bow. So here I'm just going to go ahead and tie a knot so that way the bells stay on there, and then I'm going to kind of stagger them a little bit. So I'm going to cut them shorter, so I'm just going to cut them in half, and then I kind of staggered them a little bit and made one longer than the other. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a hole in the middle of this paper bow. So I just grabbed my little pick, poked a hole in the center, and then I went ahead and just kind of kept poking it till it got bigger. And then I used my little uh, needle nose there to tweezers to go ahead and kind of shove that through. So they do, so it'll wrap, this one that I put in first will wrap around and tie in the back, okay? And that's what I was shooting for. So I had, once I had it tied, I kind of had to maneuver it to the back because it kind of showed in the front. So I had to kind of maneuver it to the back. But I tied it in a knot, right? And so that's what it's going to look like. And then what I did is I took the second string and tied a knot, just tied it around the first string or the first ribbon, right? And I tied it in a really tight knot. So that way they would stagger. And you'll see here in a minute. So, and then what I did is I went ahead and I made sure that they kind of laid flat a little bit so it wouldn't look so bumpy in the back. And there we go. So there you go. So I just thought that that looked super cute. I have to say, I really love how this is coming together. It looks so festive. So the next thing I did is I went ahead and took that little piece that was cut off from one of the paper bows, and I went ahead and stuck stickles on top of it. So it doesn't have any flock or anything on top of that. It's just paper. And so I went ahead and just put gold stickles in it. And I did have a small little foam dot on the back of there. Okay, so now comes the fun and final part, almost done, that we're going to do. And that is to add this bow. And so I just added hot glue to the back. And we're going to just place this right up on top of that frame. And I just think that looks so cute. The last part we're doing is we're just adding in these little bells, and I'm just fitting them right inside of that little corner there. Y'all, we are done with our Jingle Bell project, and I think that this turned out so pretty. I absolutely love how this turned out. I hope you guys do too. And yeah, look at how pretty that is, you guys. So cute. And it goes back and forth. You can hear the little jingle bells and our little stamp that says Jingle All the Way. I just think that this is just beautiful. And thank you all so much for joining me for the 12 Days of Christmas, day number 4, and our theme was Jingle Bells. And y'all, don't forget to subscribe and comment and be a visible subscriber in order to win some prizes. Now, I'm not sure if this will be one of the prizes, but you want to make sure and leave a comment on all of the videos in case I decide which prize or prizes, I should say, I'm giving away, because there will be one or more than one prize. Okay, so thanks again for joining me, you guys. Go check out Rose's channel to see what she made today. And thanks again for joining us. I really appreciate y'all. Take care, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye. Hey y'all, thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, a like, and a comment, and share this video if you like it. I have some more fun crafty videos for you right here.